I'm listening to Wicked. That's the copyright. Okay, there we go.
Poop.
Hey, that's lives on the internet forever
And
now.
that, kids, is how you commit tax fraud. Now, next time we are going to be talking about the greatest of things, which is how to correctly dissect, destroy, dismantle, and then finally feed the shit that you got from the pigs and bury it all.
I mean,
Oh shit, we're live?
or we can just take down capitalism.
No, overly complicated ways of hiding the body is much more important.
But we are live, and I don't know. We're back on D&D tonight. So, hello and welcome to the stream. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight. Boo! Not as cool as the other games we play. Can I boo?
Fuck you, fight me!
Running? No. Anyways, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight. Everything you're gonna see is live storytelling. This might be our final game for this group for the season. Not the season, the saga. As we take a break for the holiday season, we will see. And if you're under the age of 14, still probably going to see content that's inappropriate for you. So stop, chill, and go talk to your parents. Otherwise, let's hit that recap. Last session was short and sweet. So this group is no longer no longer on the island of Letris. Surprisingly, they have set sail to the port of Swordhaven, the capital of Heimsdale and the gem of the Southern Seas. We resolved a bunch of a bunch of open storylines last session. The Meri are hunting some of the monsters in the region of the Southern Seas. Enrique has given the power of his patron to Red Water, and it has cured her magical bloodlust. And Ina has infused one of her chickens accidentally with divine power. And I think there was one more thing that my brain is totally farting on that I took no notes on. So in any case, we'll just keep moving. The party got to the the city of Swordhaven. As they were pulling into port and marveling at some of the architecture and sights of the city, and were talking to the dock coordinator, they were informed that they have a standing invitation from the portmaster, Akaisa Niren, that they are welcome to dock for free for a week with no taxes at some of the premium docks in town, and were requested to meet with Lady Niren. The party reluctantly agreed and was escorted up to the Niren Port Authority. While on their way, you guys met a lady, and you said you would go and... Oh, I was supposed to roll up that tavern. My bad. I never did.
Yeah, the one with history to the Fog Fleet.
Yes, you met a lady named Carrie Onlin. She fought Redwater and Tuair in the Eastern Seas, and has a score to settle with Red, but has reluctantly agreed to talk it out. And the party agreed to meet up with Carrie Onlin later tonight, in a tavern. When another important thing in the city, there is a pretty prestigious looking airship in the at the near-end Port Authority. It is named the Emery. One of your crew members, Galana, uh, told you all that she did battle with that airship, against that airship. Um, then the other thing that happened after the party met with Lady Niran, she informed them that she was thankful that they recovered the body of her brother, and that she elected to repay the deed in kind, and offered the party a standing offer that she would perform any favor for them up to 1,000 gold in value. Um, After much back and forth discussion, the favor the party decided on, she's making a 900 gold donation to a organization that fights the undead in the Southern Seas. She has a standing dinner reservation on behalf of the crew of the Captain's Curse for the next week in the best restaurant in town, the Ilderon, and you are free to use her ports or her docks for another week, or for 1 week. With all of that said, you guys took some crewmates to Swordhaven. I think I recorded that gold on your ship.
Civilians, yeah.
Yeah, some civilians, and I think that's everything that happened. So it is currently, come on, Emmy, tell me you wrote down this. It is currently the 17th of Servant. So we'll be moving into the afternoon of the 17th of Servant. The party is in Swordhaven right now, in the nation of Heimsdale. You are... Oh, I never made a page for this. Wow. Okay, I'm so sorry. You are in the nation of Heimsdale, in the city of Swordhaven. What would you all like to do?
Pretty sure we finished all of our official business. It's just a case of getting supplies, getting the money, and then fucking off again.
Yeah, we're going to head to the base pretty much right away, I think.
Okay. Are either or is anybody going to... Are you guys going to spend a night in town to meet up with that mercenary, or are you just going to straight try and leave her?
To be honest, my brain hardly remembers the mercenary.
No, I remember the mercenary. I don't think we gave a specific, like, yes, okay, we'll do this here and now. We just wanted to know where we could find her, as and when. How long is it going to take her to finish supplying the ship? Resupplying?
Let's see. You guys have... How many crewmates? I don't think it's going to take long. I think you can get it all done in the afternoon. Easy. Have your crewmate doc open somewhere, but I lost it. So, open it again.
Remind me what the mercenary wanted from us.
They from Red and to Where essentially wanted a chance to sort of quote unquote get back for at some point in backstory fucking murking them hard enough, and they were lucky enough to flee with their lives. So, you know, the usual bullshit. Also, potentially, could be someone that we might could add to the crew. Thought that we really have the monetary space for that.
I'm mildly inclined to hop on the boat and take care of the plan that we've already had in place, but we also aren't in that big of a rush. It's only, was it half a day away? Most of a day away?
I believe it'd be a week round trip, there and back.
Thought it was a little less than that. We had a little bit of leeway on either side, but
Like
yeah.
roughly 3 days, I believe is what was said.
That's right, because the week is longer in Ilderon. Kind of forgot that for a second.
10-day weeks? They take forever.
It's not just the weeks; it's also the days.
No, the days are the same length. I'm not that crazy.
Are you sure?
Yes, but the years are 400 days. 10 months, 400 days, 10-day weeks, 4 weeks a month.
Yeah, last I
Massively
checked,
easy.
days can last up to 2 months.
Yeah, hey, sometimes this one might take 3.
But yeah, if there is time for supplying the ships, and I see no reason why not to get it out the way.
Yeah, let's meet up with the mercenary. It won't take that much extra time. Staying an extra night. It's okay. Hopefully no one dies because of it.
Yeah, Captain. You have me, and there is Red. If anyone is dying, it is not going to be us.
For all we know, the person that we want to save is on death's door, and
Well, then there is me, and there is Kalbahari.
oh, I meant at the fortress. Like
Yes.
us staying the extra night, all of a sudden they're on death's door and die when we could have saved them at the last second.
I wouldn't want to linger longer than necessary.
Or we could also sail through the night. Start sailing overnight and get a head start after we have a good dinner. We have a decent sized crew now.
It would not be the first time we've done that, Captain. We'll just have to make sure to rotor it such that those heading inside are properly rested.
Any crew members object to departing tonight and saving the coin from having to rent a room?
Captain, it's just us 3 right now. Remember,
Captain, you're right.
Did anyone else go along to the meeting?
No, just Nefria, Tuer, and Enrique.
There
No,
are
and
here?
Red, yeah.
Oh yeah,
us four.
Red.
All right.
The rest of the crew isn't here, Captain. They can't hurt you.
All right, that's the plan. We're going to meet with the mercenary tonight and head out afterwards and save that extra cash.
You know, it's very convenient that of all the players who weren't able to make it, the party that happened to go off on their own anyway, all the ones that are all here.
Yeah, love it. All right. So the rest of your party will be spending money, getting supplies, and re-gearing the ship. I will subtract the appropriate amount from your ship's inventory. Somebody else is on it, so I'm just gonna click over to this page real quick.
Oh, hop on. It's I just closed.
You're fine. All right, and this should be 10 now. There you go. All right. You all are able to find... What's this lady's taste? Let me pull up her card real quick. Yeah, you all are able to find Carrie Onlin at a pretty nice bar for sailors, away from the dock a little bit into Sword Haven. And this place, I think it would be more for the locals. It's nightfall by the time you get here. There are a couple people hanging out around this 2-floor building, and sunrise. I'm gonna go grab a book from the other side of the room real quick. I'm sorry. I bought a book of historic coastal houses and architecture of Havana, and it has been my inspiration for Sword Haven. And there's something I was thinking of here. Yeah, okay. You are going to get to a building. It is 2 floors, and on the second floor there is a open area behind pillars and a tall pergola of like open air seating. There are several people out around outside, and as you walk by, people are going to stand up straight, passing whisper after whisper until it makes it in the door, even before you do. Stepping into this place, it's a pretty nice affair, and you'll see people gambling, having a good time, eating, talking, crews all with in separate areas. But the second you walk in, there is a stop to the action and a stop to kind of all of the energy here. People watch you, and about 15 people turn and stand up as Carrie Onlin comes from the crowd, and she's going to say, "Wow, you actually came."
I'd like to do a check to see if we're in any type of danger, like people actively wanting to.
Yeah, go for it.
Active sus check, yeah.
Oh, oof, those are
Oh wait,
pretty
that was
good.
perception.
Perception's fine.
Oh, I would have way preferred that, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah, as you all like look around at this, these are other mercenaries, scarred people who have been in a fight for a while for their lives. And if there is any idea of community camaraderie, if something goes down here, you can definitely count that you are on the outside of it. Enrique, you are going to notice some people coming and standing in front of the door. They lean against it and start talking. The door is closed behind you all. Danger, a threat, but I don't think there's any danger currently.
Well, you certainly know how to make yourself feel at home.
Like I said, only reason you guys beat me before was you had the numbers advantage. This time I've got it.
There's more than just numbers to that fleet. You're lucky to have escaped with your lives.
She's going to nod, and she has lost 1d4 of crewmates to the Fog Fleet, or of contractors to the Fog Fleet, and she has lost 4.
What, in the last trip?
No, in
No way that's in total.
Yeah.
There's no way that's in total unless they quite literally just caught a stray cannonball.
No, that's in total.
Jeez.
But these people aren't sailors and crew. These are kind of small guilds of people. They travel like 6 in a pod. So losing, 4 of your best friends is like, I don't know, 80%? Yeah. In any case, she's gonna say, I should beat the shit out of you for Styx and Serena, but no. You want to bury the hatchet? Come on. Let's find a table and play for the night.
You've read my mind.
To else start walking forward. Oh, believe me. By the time we get back, there will we plan on burying a lot of the fleet.
Carrie Onlin will sit down, and a few other people, or the others standing in the tavern, are going to sit down. The atmosphere of like that homely community of locals is kind of returns as people go back to having fun and laughing and sharing with each other. She'll start dealing out a deck of cards and say, how'd you leave that group?
Got kidnapped.
And she'll look at Red, and Red will say, they left me for dead. Carrie Onlin's gonna say, so they're still out there? Nobody's sunk them?
Oh, if only it were so easy as to simply sink.
She'll deal out the cards, and it's more of just, I don't even think she cares about winning or trying to outplay you, as she's studying each of your reactions, and she's gonna say, you don't even know what made, or do you know what made them so dangerous?
It is the indoctrination and a lack of mercy. Death above all. Which is why it is surprising that you say that you have actually encountered them before, and somehow came out without at minimum losing an arm. Never mind your life.
She's going to shake her head and say, I work for some pretty powerful and important people. If they can afford to hire me and my crew, most of the time we get it done. Your captain, though, he stole from some people who wanted something back. Raided an artifact from the grasp of the Coven Museum in the eastern straits.
You'll have to forgive me that I very well may have been there. I don't remember. Do not take that as any sort of insult to your abilities. It is simply how things are ran.
To where you can roll me a history check, if you wish, if you know anything about this.
No, I'm fine to remain clueless. That's
fair.
kind of the point of the story.
Yeah. She's gonna say, yeah. Anyways, my company went under trying to get it back. I've been working solo since. Been a rough but a good couple years. She's going to lean back in her chair and say, in mercenary work, we try not to take things personally. Sometimes we get hired to fight against our friends, people we like. But when the job's over, we're still fucking human beings.
Dwyer's just going to look down at his hand, just seemingly eyeing the cards before he makes his play for the round. We'll consider that a victory that you can hold above anyone in the fleet.
She's going to put her hand down and say, "You arrogant fucks. Not one of you is going to apologize. That island was shit.
I do not mean to come across as arrogant or insulting or any of the like. The way that the fleet operates is quite literally everything is a haze waiting to be filled with blood. There's barely a night that goes by where I don't wonder where I recognize some random face. Everything is kill, 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 steal some, kidnap, kill. There is no space for any sort of memories, any sort of not being 100% obedient. You at the very least had the freedom to make your choices.
Red is going to finally speak up and say, "You said people hired you to get something back. What is it you do?" Carry on will compose herself a little bit and say, "I track and hunt cursed artifacts. I was with a group of non-combatants that we were helping. Would have been better if they weren't there." Anyways, she's gonna brush a hand forward. "I know a lost cause when I see one. Consider our debt with each other settled. I don't care anymore."
There is
What
one thing.
artifacts brought you this way?
To Swordhaven?
Yeah. Were there artifacts, cursed artifacts that were in this area that you were seeking?
she is going to nod and say, turned out to be, I hesitate to say nothing, but no curses. People disappearing, going missing, pulled into the sea.
The people being pulled into the sea, were there survivors to tell where that was?
She's going to think for a minute and say, honestly, my thing is seeing and following magic. There's a shipwreck. Nobody was aboard on it, and any traces of dark or cursed magic, she's gonna shake her head. There was some arcane there. They probably got into a scuffle with someone.
And you're confident this is unrelated to the... I forget what... Did they actually give a name to the event where everyone in the sea just got scattered everywhere?
Yes, it's the Darkwater event.
Yeah. And you're confident that this isn't just a byproduct of the Darkwater that just took a while to come to surface?
She's going to shake her head and say, it's not often Lady Niren loses track of an entire ship and crew.
Where did you find the ship?
She's going to... Well, do you have a map?
Presume have a map of at least like the east, the inner sea.
Yeah, if you pull out a map, she'll show you on the coast where debris was, and then she'll say, I hired a Marai to inspect the ship's wreckage for me. It went down here, and she'll point at a spot between Leetris and Heimsdale, or Leetris and Swordhaven.
Okay, so how far away is it from our little prison?
Not very.
Captain, do you mind if I put forward a suggestion?
You're most welcome to. I'm thinking the same thing.
You say that you no longer care about any sort of retribution or compensation.
Compensation
Which-
was never on the table.
Regardless, that is your choice to make. However, I'm currently doing what I can to make up for the many wrongs that I was forced to commit whilst amongst them. Now, we just so happen to be having some business somewhere near there, and I reckon that the answers you were hired to seek are going to be found where we intend to go for a bit of a dive. Of course, that's if you're interested in getting support from your old enemies. And with that, he'll like lean back
We have
as he
cookies, too.
picks up his next hand.
She's going to shake her head and say, Lady Niren paid me up front, and job's done. Wasn't a item aboard that caused their disappearance?
No, but what if it
We
wasn't? What if it wasn't magical in nature?
Carrie Allen's going to just gesture, shrug, and say, I see what you're getting at. My fee is 120 gold for a consultation. I take it 400 gold if it includes hazards or any danger. 200 if I'm just protecting or looking around.
We foresee quite a bit of danger, but I imagine if is it Admiral or like what's the title of Lady Niren?
Portmaster Akaisa Niren. She is also a noble in this country, and Lady Niren is acceptable. This is one of
Perhaps
the countries with nobility.
Lovely. And if things go, there will be quite the amount of danger. But if we find what we believe we're going to find, then I imagine the good portmaster might be willing to throw a little extra change your way. That's if you're willing to take the gamble.
I'm going to say, roll me a persuasion check, and this is going to be an incredibly difficult check. I think.
I'd like to give him a help with saying that we've got all the crew that you could need, and you'll have a lot of answers that will ultimately give you money down the road.
To Eric, on a crit, can you reach 26?
Yes, I have a +6 base. I got +5 from my channel divinity, and I get a D4 from guidance.
Okay, I think this is a DC 26 check.
Okay.
I believe in you.
As you start, laying out this plan, Carrie Onlin's going to say, I don't work on potential promises. It's not enough for me to stake my head for you. Especially if you haven't gotten it through your skull. I don't like you. Neither one
that's
of
a
you
low
fucks
roll.
have apologized for killing my friends.
I'm gonna re-roll that. Spend I believe it's 30 for a re-roll.
No, that would give you advantage. 50.
50, right? There we go.
That's
we
better.
go.
What do you say?
Words of sorry and apology, I find don't hold much meaning. I find there to be much more value in the actions to put behind such words. I mean, we can sit here until the sun goes down and exchanging the pleasantries and sorries, but here, the chance of even just temporary alliance and future gain, I would say that's worth over 100 times worth its weight than empty words. No matter how genuine they may be on their point of origin.
You want to pay 100 times my fee?
I'm saying that this is going to be worth 100 times more than just hearing us bow our heads and apologize. Because at the very least, you'll actually get something out of it.
I'll do it for 10 times my fee.
How about not your fee, and these give you some great connections?
Are you seriously asking her to ask for to work for exposure?
She's going to gesture and say, I drift between all of these groups. I've got connections.
What did she say her fee was?
She said she'll
100
consult
gold.
with you for 120 gold.
All right. Above game, like, how much? Like, I think saying just around 500 is already going quite high.
Yeah. I think a mercenary doing a week's worth of work, putting her head on the line, is about a 150 gold value. She charges 400 gold for going into dangerous situations. Either she's good at what she does, or
She's one hell of a con artist.
yeah. That said, she'll say, just to be clear, 1,200 gold, and she'll shrug and say, I'll help you look at the wreckage.
Okay. Are you two okay with me putting forward an offer of 500?
Do we even have that much?
Plus loot rights. Okay, 500 without loot rights.
Our ultimate goal is to keep going past the ship wreckage.
No, yeah, we
could probably stop at the ship wreckage anyway. I above table is saying that if we're gonna meet with this mercenary, that maybe she
we
go
take
with
her
us
to the
all the way
dungeon.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're essentially offering to take her to the dungeon.
Yeah, and I don't think you guys have directly told her that yet.
Yeah.
She'll take all of like the money and coins on the table. So if everybody wants to lose like 2 or 3 coins out of your pocket, she'll say, "I'll take this as my consultation fee." And she'll say, "The southern seas are dangerous. The Nirans keep the shipping lines as safe as possible, and the Heimsdale Navy works as safe as possible. But anytime there's a big skirmish that goes on Betrayer's Island, undead find their way to any shore. Whenever the Ironwind pirates are feeling spicy, they come down to these waters for new fights. What are you trying to do? Having an extra sword aboard helps."
We're not going to the Southern Sea. We're going inbound. There's a
Inner sea.
Yeah, we're going to the inner sea. Yeah. There is a specific site, maybe a day or two's past where your wreckage is, and let's say that from what we've been able to gather, there is a great amount to be gained and repossessed. So, if we do decide to pay your fee, then that would come up with the restriction of you would not be able to claim any sort of loot from where we are going. Or, if you'd like to roll the dice and take an initial reduction in fee for access to looting rights, then we can come to an agreement.
She's going to shake her head and say, "I've seen you two work before. I'll take my money. Be happy with that. Whatever you pick up, whoever gets trampled in the process, that's yours to keep." I do have a bit of a new code. I don't attack merchants' vessels. Not anymore. I've got a good relations with a lot of the companies in Swordhaven.
We only care to attack ships that fire the first shot.
Good. Pirates are always a fun fight.
We're a group of opportunists, not necessarily ones that are just going to jump on merchants. We're good people.
Well, I try to be. The gods know there is a lot of goodwill that needs to be made up for.
She is going to nod and say, well, while you work on charity, I'd like it in writing when I'm done. My prices to be paid. It's very rare that I take a job without payment up front.
We appreciate your faith, and the contract can be written.
It's not faith. More so curiosity, she says as she looks at Red.
One of the greatest driving forces for good or for worse. Well, I assume we can find you here once we have put in pen to paper.
Are you willing to meet us at our ship in the dock? We plan to depart. Since you're joining us, I guess we can maybe stay a little while.
Captain's curse?
Aye.
She'll nod and say, I can pack up my room upstairs and head with you.
I believe that's the best case. On a side note, how has the gameplay been going? Has any of us actually succeeded at impressing her?
I'll leave that to
The dice?
yeah, I'll leave that to chance. I would say that the game was going pretty stale. The pot growing, nobody really playing maliciously, which is one of the ways that charms and curses, you win hands and make money. Her taking the pot kind of ended the game. So yeah, for what it's worth, unfortunately not in your guys' favor, but not against you guys either. That said, Carrie Onlin will take a few minutes to pack up. She travels light and is going to head downstairs. She'll start leaving the tavern and say, Ilaxerol, Velia. She nods her head to follow, flipping them both a coin. Just escort me to the docks. Make sure I'm not walking in anything dumb. The one she called Velia is going to say, but you're always walking into something dumb.
I'm not that dumb.
Well, it's not exactly one of the greatest decisions to decide to lay any amount of trust at the feet of our history. Tuer says as he starts walking out the door.
The three of them will walk with you. Velia will say, I don't know if this lady's got a death wish or what, but she takes the most ridiculous jobs that anybody comes at here asking about.
I'm sure I'm sure there's a reason behind it. Maybe just thrill of adventure.
Carrie Onlin's gonna shrug and say, they pay the most.
Also, doesn't hurt to chase the cash.
Thalia will nod at that and say, what's got your interests? She points and is going to Carrie Onlin points to Red and says, she's got something deeply wrong with her. Red's gonna shrug and say, I feel great. It's worth noting those spectral tendrils are still kind of waving behind her, almost like a cloak. And Carrie Onlin will say, last time I saw you, you were crazed, insane, drunk on dark magic. I sense just the faintest trace of it still. Red's going to nod and say, yeah, Captain made his inner circle drink from blood chalice. It kind of sticks with you once you take the first sip. She's going to think for a minute, and she actually has knowledge on this stuff, but rolls really poorly. And it's going to say, blood chalice? Never heard of it. I can think of several artifacts that might have a similar property. A lot of them lost to the Duraeus Desert. Well, this one ain't lost.
If anything, it's in far too active use and could use a bad case of being lost to the tides.
In casual conversation, the three of you can walk through the you can walk through the city back to the docks district.
He wants to take some. He wants to spend some of it, gain some misfortune to have her re-roll her blood chalice.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and mark it on Kalbahari's sheet. You'll turn her roll from a 3 to a 19. Plus her history. I like that, but also I don't think I need that. Give me...
I've marked it for you.
Yeah. Give me this. This will be fun. As you are talking in casual conversation back and forth, Red will disclose a couple more details about the blood chalice. And she will finally suggest something similar. It is a artifact used by the Archblight. It was used by Olivia the Lost. One of the early ways that they found to corrupt towns of Kayan citizens when they first started the Kayak Wars. Rather than unleashing plagues of undeath, they would pour this into the town water supply. Once everybody went crazy and feral, killing each other, the Archblight would come in and resurrect the corpses. And the curse would persist into death. They made very powerful soldiers. She's gonna say, that said, though, last I heard of that thing was a couple 100 years ago. The Ironwind pirates buried it.
Some old bastard decided to dig it up. And then, through all series of events, we now find ourselves talking about it. And there is almost a dark glow to Air's eyes as he thinks about it.
Yeah. I will give you guys more information on an insight check, but I won't make you roll anything. The more
I'll roll it.
Go for it. The more you guys talk to Carrie Onlin, the more her friends' comments make sense to you. While initially, she has expressed that she is only here for the money, the more you talk about these artifacts and, a person of severe interest that you're hunting, so does her interest in the subject grow. You can pick up one of her character traits pretty easily. As much as she might rail against it, this lady is a sucker for foolish bravery. She's going to say, next time I'm in Coven, I can probably convince those old mages to send me after it again.
Well, if you do end up going after it, then do let us know. We have our own scores to settle, and I'm sure you can take advantage of that for your own window of opportunity.
Yeah, and she'll nod. You guys get to the docks and can board the captain's curse. And she's gonna say, you've got I think these are called the spears? Let me pull up Sword Haven, because I remembered why I don't have a document for it, because I have physical notes.
Ooh.
Right? That are misplaced somewhere. I'm pretty sure these are called the spears. I will find it later. But yeah, she'll say, the spears, premier location. I can see you all are on good terms with Portmaster Niren.
It just goes to show that you're in good hands.
She'll nod. Her two allies will watch her board, finally leaving and heading back to the tavern.
Oh, and please, we can show you to one of the quarters. Please don't mind the horse.
Please also do not mess with the chickens.
The chickens are more important to us than pretty much everything. Do not underestimate how important they are.
It may sound like a joke, but no, you touch the chickens and all of your fees will go to your funeral.
It's worth
No,
noting
no threats
that
necessary,
Carrie
but
Onlin
it's very
has
No,
important.
no, that's not a threat. That is like,
she is
please do not make us have to do that. Do not make us have to arrange that. Like, she is intense about the protection of them.
It's worth noting, Carrie Onlin has green glowing eyes. She takes a minute closing her eyes and opening them, and one of her eyes will be glowing purple as she and it gives off a small little flame as she looks at the chickens and the people on the crew, and she'll point to one of the chickens and say, "You know your chickens are radiated."
Divine, actually.
Are you gonna eat it?
No.
We want to live.
Do you wish to be to bereave to see Swordhaven again?
She's gonna say, "Hey, we're on the same side right now."
And there is
There's no
nothing
need
we
to
would
get
be
excited.
physically able to do to protect you if that did happen.
No.
And then there was just this look of abject horror on Tuer's face.
Captain
one-
Afraid just hops up and is like, it's easier to just settle this now. There's nothing that you want to do to those chickens, and chickens are very friendly and members of our crew. Treat
Yeah,
them
there's-
as such.
5 chickens left?
I don't remember.
Yes.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. She will nod and say, "Where do I settle in? I will respect the chickens."
Down this way.
There's room on the bottom.
Tuer's just gonna start making his way into the ship. Well, follow along.
She'll
Or how about by Lynn, maybe?
yeah.
As you say, Captain.
As she sees some of the crew, she will nod and wave, and I wonder if she has a reputation here with any of the people who might know her. Ooh, one person knows her. As you tell her to settle by Lynn, who's fixing his bed. He's going to look up at her and just kind of lowers his head. And he's gonna say, "You guys got Carrion the Darkblade with you." She's gonna say, "Loyal, I thought you were dead."
No,
But
no,
we're-
no, 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 no. This is Lynn.
She says, "Oh, you look just like," and he's gonna nod, and say, "I get that a lot." She'll whisper.
I believe any further discussion regarding certain subjects should be taken to the privacy of certain quarters. And it'll just look to Lynn, just like just like just nod his head, just like go that way, go.
As Lynn walks away, she's gonna say, "What? I actually like him." And she'll lean in and whisper to Enrique, "Are you guys taking him to? You know what he does, right? You know who that is?"
Who he
You know
was
who-
is who he was no longer matters because he's Lynn now.
Okay. Hey,
Second
Um,
chances.
all
Hey,
all 20
quick-
of
quick-
you on board. I'm just getting myself acquainted with who's who.
No, don't worry about who he was. It's who he is now.
Also, two people who used to be part of the Fog Fleet, and somehow you're surprised that we keep the company we do.
Tuir, your horse is on the ship right now, right? Or is it an octopus?
Yep.
Okay.
No, it's currently a horse.
Correcting that statement, 21. She'll shake her head and settle in and say, I'd just like to know who I'm sailing with. Me and Lynn have butted heads a couple times. I've protected some people he's been after. Bastard always gets him.
I guess there's worse things than having a grudge for being too good at your job.
She's going to nod again, and she's on the bottom of the ship. Yeah. A nice little sleeping space that she'll have near the, or on the opposite wall, alone to herself. Do you all want to do anything?
I'll invite her. I'll invite her to ask any of us any questions that she has, but for at least a moment, please get acclimated and join us for dinner.
All right. As we get ready for dinner, and are you guys setting sail tonight or staying in port for the night?
If we're able to, we'll fucking set off as soon as possible.
Set off. Let's go.
Okay.
Good. Yep.
Besides, Duet doesn't exactly have an appetite at the moment.
So, everybody can give me a free intelligence check. Enrique, Tuer, and Nefria.
Do you want me to roll for Cal as well?
Yeah, sure. Well, Cal was down here, talking to her.
I'm going to use
just
some
a flat
fortune and
intelligence?
reroll mine.
Sorry, just a flat intelligence, no attached skill?
No. I'll let you add your proficiency bonus if you are proficient in insight.
Yes, I do. So that'll be that, and why didn't that roll? Total of 22.
To air. As Carrie Onlin settles in, and you guys are about to leave her to her dealings to set on the ship, something just rings in your brain as you're walking upstairs, and you count. You guys only have 14 crew members, plus 5 with the chickens, 19, plus your horse is 20. And Nefria, you would have the same thought.
And she had said that there are 20 crew members, and
21.
when our eyes said,
Mhm.
huh.
There's one extra. that we are not accounting for.
I am going to nonchalantly start inspecting from the bottom floor up. What do you say? Do you want to come for a walk?
Yes, Captain. I believe a walk would help clear the mind. And I'm going to divine sense.
Enrique is just
Divine-
standing there confused. Huh? What?
Divine
Uh,
sense. Is that...
Enrique, have you made sure that the undecided ship is clear of also all the... I forgot the name of the word for all the little crap that sticks inside of a ship.
Barnacles?
Yeah. Do you mind checking to see if the ship is barnacle free?
Outside? Yeah, I could do that.
Let us know if you need any help.
So how about this? Tuera, you can divine sense each floor, and you can Nefria, you can roll me 4 investigation checks as you search around if you wish.
Yes, I will. Do you want me to just knock out 4 right in a row?
Yeah, go for it. And if any of
Take
these
advantage.
become relevant, then I will let you know.
You're rolling intimidation. It's the same modifier.
I'm
either
trying
way.
to intimidate anyone that walks past me.
He's scarily investigating.
Nefria, take advantage. It's always...
Well, Tuera is focused on his divine sense. Fevu will give you advantage on her floor as she sees you searching around, and she's gonna say, "Lose something, Captain? I can help." And
Okay.
yeah, she'll help you search and say, "What are we looking for?" You can roll the 12 with advantage.
It did not help me.
That's perfectly fine.
Wow, what are your dice?
Yeah.
Apparently the worst.
To the best of your ability, you and Fevu don't find anything.
We seem to have picked something up that we may not have planned on it. We seem to have an extra stowaway.
Fevu is going to shake her head and say, "There's a lady watching us load at the docks. There's desperation in her eyes. I should have paid more attention when I swapped watches."
Well, let's go find our stowaway and see just how useful they may end up being.
To air. There is 2 celestials on your ship. Your steed and red.
The chicken
water.
would it? Oh, she now paints a celestial.
Yes. So powerful good rings like heavenly. Powerful good rings like a heavenly music, and strong evil registers in your senses like a noxious odor. I would say that Carrie Onland smells bad to you, and sounds interesting as you pass by her. Otherwise, I don't think your divine sense picks up anything else.
That's fine. Well, the good news, Captain, is that it doesn't appear to be blight related.
What skill is investigation? I only
That's
been
based on
DMing
intelligence.
this system for several years.
Investigation is the intelligent perception.
Yeah. Fevu has rolled a 19 um, on her check. And unfortunately, she does not find anything.
I'm
She's-
just going to go to Carrie Lomlin and say, you spoke that there were 21 of us. There's one that we are currently trying to get a hold of. Can you assist us in finding her?
Carrie Unland's going to say, yeah, it's who's ever sequestered over there. She gestures and says, I pick up on powerful magical auras. She taps her eye. Little benefit from my friends back at Coven. Are they not part of your crew? I assume they wanted more space.
It depends how our next conversation goes.
She's gonna say, oh, well, those things are pretty hard to break into. Does she know how?
Is it like magically locked?
Yeah, you can roll what a sequester is. It's a DC 17 Arcana check.
Kalahari! Kalahari is capable of casting Dispel Magic. So we'll just get him to disable it and gain access.
Okay. She will point out where the sequester is. Cal is trying to roll a DC 17 check.
For dispelling the magic?
Yes. I
It's
believe
it's a 7th level spell?
I believe it's 10 plus the spell level.
Sequester... yeah, it's a level 7th, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be your wisdom, and then you're also grabbing a guidance off of it.
Yeah. That said, she'll show you where the sequester is. And she'll does she exactly know how the spell works? I think no, she doesn't know the ins and outs of it. And she'll say, some of the more talented arcanists that I've traveled with, they like making these for little places to sleep.
Oh, that's not supposed to be a disadvantage. So actually, he gets that even without guidance.
Yeah, you are going to dispel the sequester. The person in it is going to emerge as this small magical demi-space disappears. They are asleep on the crates on the bottom floor of the deck. She begins to wake up and say, are we there? As she looks at all of you standing around her, you do recognize this lady. It is someone you were told was probably dead. The last time you saw her was when she said that this will be the last time you see me because I'm going to die. It is Neonelia, the Gaiori scholar, who was trying to learn that song from Cal.
Or is just going to let out a very long sigh, pinch the bridge of his nose.
You're just way too persistent. Take no for an answer.
She did. Last time Cal talked to her, she said the Gaiori were kidnapping her faction and magically altering their memories and their opinions. She has no more allies within Undar. And she'll say, honestly, I'm not trying to gain any magical secrets. I used the last bit of my crystal to sequester myself here. My condition, I heard you were going to Sohari. I just wanted to go also.
Okay. Captain? The brig is free right now, yeah? Is it the brig, the prison, jail?
Yes.
Fucking can't remember.
Brig is the jail.
Yeah. The brig is currently free, right?
It is. I'd like to get Cal's take on what he wants to do. After all, she's kind of here because of him. But
no, my thoughts exactly, Captain. I'm thinking of I'm suggesting that we make sure she can't run around the ship and cause any issues until we can be sure.
Carrie
Of
Onlin
intent,
will speak up and say, Solhari? That's the place we're looting? What is it?
Is that the name of the Gaiori prison?
Yes.
Oh.
Long story short, fuck the Gaiori.
Neonelia will say, we had orders to kill and sink your ship. When they found out I talked to Cal, they turned on me. Dexra, though, she was a loyal friend to the end. She, as she promised me she'd do, she protected me and they took her. I got away, but she didn't, and I know she's there. And if the last little bit that I do of my life is setting her free, then it's worth it.
I'll do an insight check just to see if there's any hint of lying, but I kind of like her answer so far.
I like her answer. I'm sussing her, but I like her answer.
Yeah, I think Cal told you guys when he talked to her in secret. Yeah, this looks like a lady completely isolated. Every time you saw her, she was in her regal white and red Gaiori clothes, or uniform. I would say that same outfit has been tattered, dirty, probably prestidigitated, clean a couple of times, but maybe just hasn't had the time to sit down and mend some of the areas where you see like actual sword holes or attacks through it. And for the most part, the evidence that were given and what's before you, you can assume that this lady did unfortunately betray the Gaiori, giving Cal that information, and the people who lead Undar are unfortunately tyrants. They do not take that type of thing lightly. You can assume she's telling the truth. I'll actually give Tuer extra information. I mean, you've sailed in Undarian waters before. You know how much of just an absolute asshole that Barina's forces can be.
And that's from the perspective of one of the fleet.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's gonna say they don't just make you serve out some punishment for something like this, rotting away in jail. They torture you consistently until your body gives out, and then they infuse essence back into your body, bringing you back to this world, and then they do it again.
Okay. a magnificent. I am at the very least convinced that they've done some horrific shit to you. No offense. Still not exactly a good excuse for sneaking on to the ship. But that's not. But I think the decision, Captain, should be can be one that falls onto Kalbahari. Is, at the very least, he has the most interactions with you. But that's my point.
Barring his veto, you're willing to join us and help free your friend. Although you're not going to receive any type of payment, and you're just going to be coming along for the ride. Remember to just help everyone out.
She's going to nod and say, "Oh, yeah, I wasn't planning to take anything. I just needed a way there."
And now, if assuming shit doesn't hit shit doesn't go into a whirlpool, you may have a way back. Dwayne's just going to like put a hand on her shoulder and just be like, "All right, come on, this way," and just leads her to one of the spare bunks.
All right. Yeah. You can get her settled in. You guys can pick up Neonelia too. Bringing your total count minus the chickens for crew to 15, and minus the horse.
Did I find any barnacles?
No, you did not. You can hear people talking on the other side of the ship, by the way, though. Whatever it is, you can assume it's probably done.
Just heard muffled noises. Yeah. Come back up. We got a new crew member.
Where'd she
Hey,
go?
wasn't sure if they were going to be clung to the outside of the ship.
I thought I was thinking the same thing too. But Enrique didn't.
I mean, Barnacles was just a good cover story. But yeah. Also, I imagine at some point, just throw her some sewing supplies. Just like, get yourself cleaned up.
Yeah, and she'll sit and fix her outfit. And Carrie Onlin will speak up and say, "While you were suspended like that, you didn't need to eat, breathe, or anything. Now you're an extra mouth to feed." She's going to nod, and Carrie Onlin will say, "But it's always helpful having an extra Arcanist around." How'd you cast something like that anyways? You don't look... No offense, like you're capable. Neonelia will pull out that weird crystal necklace she has had all campaign and say, "It was the last charge in this. It's practically useless now because I can't get into any Gaiori camp or fortress to recharge it, and Undar's on the other side of the continent."
Well, we are going we are going to a place of the Gaiori. Maybe you'll get your chance to recharge.
She'll nod and say, "Yeah, I'll try my best not to get in anybody's way here. And yeah, sorry for the extra food costs."
Just keep your head down. And Kalbahari, when he's finished with his chores, I'm sure is going to be wanting to have a long conversation.
Fevu is going to speak up and say, "We got supplies to make it comfortable for a week's travel, and that was before we had 2 more mouths to feed with every meal. I say we make her sit on deck and fish until she drops.
As amusing as that is, I've said my piece, and to her at that point is just going to walk out, exit the scene, stage left.
Okay, I'm going to change your meals. So you only need 5 days of meals, and it would be 3 there, 2 back. It's a half a day's travel, or not. It's 2.5 days to get back from Sword Haven. Or, I'm sorry, it's a little bit more than 2 days, like 2 and 7 tenths of a day, but, you know, you guys could eat comfortably in the town. So, while you had, like, comfortably double the food you needed, I'm going to move your rations to 8 just with your increased crew. Just making your timeline a little bit tighter, but we will see if that even ends up managing. Otherwise, with your 2 additional members, you can head towards the fort tonight, and Galana can help navigate you there. Chalky has been working on your ship, and Aaron did okay some things behind the scenes. After the ship is lacquered and sealed to able to be pressurized temporarily, Chalky goes to work for the next 3 days on the front of the ship, assembling some strange, well, not strange contraption. By the end of the first day, you guys see what he is making. He puts 2 harpoon guns on the front of the captain's curse that he was able to buy the supplies for while you were in town.
Hell yeah, Chalky. That's awesome. Good job to help militarize us. Game on.
He's gonna say not gonna do much against a cannon, but hey, it can hook a ship, it can hook a creature, could do some damage to people shooting at you. They're helpful, easy to aim too.
Hooker? I hardly know her.
Boo. I kid. Yeah, so, I think these days pass rather uneventfully. How about we take, like, a 2-minute break? I'll run the first 2 rooms of the, you guys arriving at the, fortress, and I'll run the first 2 rooms, and then we'll pause there.
Alrighty.
Alright.
Right.
I will be right back. I normally don't take breaks in the middle of the session, but we only got 3 people, so... Ooh, I'm excited.
She's so excited, ba ba ba. She just can't hide it, ba 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 ba.
I know,
She's
I
about
know,
to
I
lose
know.
control, and she thinks she likes it.
All right. Let me know when you are back, Ramon and Eric.
I'm back.
I'm here.
Cool beans. All right, so it is a 3-day, or a little less than 3 days travel towards this Gaiori fortress. As your crew sails out into these waters, most people get a little tired. You have exactly enough crew that your crew is able to um, work a whole shift sailing the ship, and then the rest of the crew is able to sleep and essentially trade off back and forth, back and forth. There's really like no time for leisure. One crew is resting their muscles while another crew is keeping the ship properly moving. Uh, it as you get closer, Galana will take over as the helmsman from Cal. As she's told you all, she would get you into the fortress. It looks like you get to a area of almost bubbling sea, but as you get closer, there is no steam or fog here. Instead, what you see looks to be a almost like an oil spill. There is this shimmering liquid on top of the surface of the ocean, and it boils or it rises to the top, bubbles into a little poof of like fluorescent pink and blue and green auras before it almost shimmers away and fades into nothing. Fevu will call for Nafria and say, Captain, you're gonna want to see this.
I come up and take a good look at what they're looking at. Looks pretty.
Yeah. Galana is going to point and say, whatever that stuff is, it is way less dense than the water. The second we go into it, we're gonna start sinking.
Is it safe for us to be up here?
Galana is going to look at it and say, honestly, I don't know, but someone's gotta steer the ship. Chalky is will come aboard and say, once we seal the doors, I don't want to keep them closed. Who's ever out here is out here for good.
Sorry, my phone was glitching.
You're fine. She's going
It might
to
be
look
best
at...
for us to have Cal. How about you tell Cal a little bit more if there's anything else, but he can breathe underwater.
Is that
You
stuff even
cannot.
water?
Well, if it's lighter than water, he can breathe outside of water and inside of water. So I feel a lot safer with someone with that option. Or is 2 air maybe able to give the extra lungs to? Was it 2 air that had the?
No, it was Cal that
kills?
was able to do that. That said, Galana reluctantly is going to leave the helm and say, I think you should test it first. We're going into unknown not waters.
Maybe, do you think that we should have one of our crew members swim over to it, be the trial, the test? Or what are you suggesting?
Chalky will speak up and say, yeah, that's a great idea. And if they start to sink or drown, I can test out my harpoon gun.
I love you, Chalky.
Well, perhaps we can catch us a shark, and that would feed the crew for
We do have an
at
octopus
least
summon.
lunch.
Don't we have an octopus that could summon and unsummon at command?
Are you suggesting eating a summoned octopus?
No.
No, I'm not talking. We're testing the water, crazy.
Nobody knows if they can swim in this weird fluorescent oil, or nobody knows if they can breathe in it. Galana has already told you guys she can hold her breath for up to 6 minutes.
Right. How close is it from here? So from this point, how close would it be to? How long would it be to get to the actual thing?
You guys are,
Like
you guys
in
are moving
in terms of
around
hours, days.
No. You can see it. You are moving around this thing. You are within, Nefria giving the order and Galana turning the ship into it rather than skirting around the outside. You can jump off the edge and probably within 12
No. What I
seconds
mean
be
is
there.
to the actual person.
What's the relative distance away from us? Is that glimmering light?
Well, no. The reason I'm asking is I can change horse into an octopus, but that's going to take a spell slot, and I'd like to go into the dungeon fully rested, so need a minimum of 4 hours.
Galana is going to say, I don't know if you all understood me when I say, that's it. She points at the oil. I'm confident it's not an oil spill. I stole enough navigation charts to know. Ships go down there.
Well,
you guys are
I
at
wanted
the
to-
fortress.
Galana, we're trying to figure out, is there a safe way to test out how fast we go down, oxygen, etc., etc.? Do you have a recommendation? You seem to be the most knowledgeable about this spot.
Hey, can I roll an idiot die?
Go for it. It's worth noting her knowledge is not on what this stuff is or how it works. Her knowledge is on the physics of the sea. She recognizes the way this stuff keeps moving up, boiling or bubbling and pushing through the water, that less dense things float, denser things sink. And you
DM?
guys are probably... Yes.
I failed my idiot check.
Yeah.
Tuaz is going
happens.
to just go to the front of the ship, and he's gonna fucking cannonball.
Okay. You swim over underwater to air. As you approach this, you can see this is a whole stream that goes from the depths all the way to the surface, just swerving a little bit, but it is all bubbling and rising. You get close enough to it. The density of the water is definitely going to shift, and I would say for two air, the way this feels like the edge of a cliff in water. As you have this just comfort of force all the way around you, keeping you suspended in every direction. As you move forward, you feel like that force of everything pressing against you thinning out, and you are starting to press against like everything else, and the sensation of being on land and falling rings very clearly into your mind before you go into the stream. Do you go into it?
I'm going to just let's see.
Oh,
I'm
and
pretty
I
sure-
would say, for whatever it's worth, it does get harder to breathe here, much like the air is thinning on a mountain. Whatever
Would you
this
say that?
stuff is
Would you say
doesn't
that
have
it
oxygen
feel?
in it.
Would you say that it almost feels nostalgic?
In what way?
Home,
No. It does feel nostalgic.
but like those sorts of pressures and all that.
It does feel nostalgic, but not in the way of home. If you're asking about nostalgia, this feels a fuck ton like falling into one of the echoes, and it almost looks similar in that almost rainbow fluorescent water washing over you guys, bringing you in and out.
Just gonna quickly like pull out a dagger and just like sort of throw it forwards into it. Just see what happens.
Yeah, and I think most of the time with the air gaps of the leather and the hilt of your dagger against the metal, like your dagger would have not buoyancy, but would kind of like take a second to sink. You toss your dagger in, and it's not as fast as falling, but it just starts going down, dropping almost like a rock.
Return to the ship. Let them interrupt whatever conversation they're currently having.
They're watching you. Chalky has a harpoon gun trained on you.
Okay. Seems legit enough. Considering I still have no idea if I'm actually checking for what I'm supposed to be checking.
If you can breathe in it.
It feels
Do you
like
think you can breathe?
No, to where you don't
No.
think you can breathe in it.
You know, have you ever jumped off a cliff? You know, done some high cliff diving?
Personally, no. I am
Disappointing. You really should try it. So there is this sort of thing when you're falling really fast that despite all the air in your face, you can't really get a breath. That's the vibe I'm getting here. Like, there's not gonna be. We're gonna go down. We're not gonna have a chance to breathe. Have I got that right, DM?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and Chalky will say, everybody inside the cabins or lower decks won't have to worry about breathing. Galana is going to exhale and say, look, I can do this. I told you I'd get you to the fortress, and I will. I've not captain. I've guided, or I piloted airships, sloots, brigs, any type of boat that goes on any type of travel. You can bet I've done it. I've never guided a sinking ship before, but I can figure it out.
Nefrio will go up directly up into Kalana and say, "I'm going to trust you with this. All of our lives are going to be in your hands. I trust you." And extend a forearm. Do one of those old-timey handshakes.
All right. She'll take it if everybody is comfortable.
You're not doing it alone.
You're going to help Tuer?
I'm going to send the horse below deck, and I'm going to throw Galana. I'm going to throw Galana a rope. Tie yourself down just to be safe.
Yeah, she'll tie herself to the helm, and Fevu will look towards Nefria going to the door. Chalky will secure the harpoons and head back to the door too. Galana will say, "On your orders, Captain."
Forward. Let's go forward. Actually, before saying let's go forward, last check that there's nothing loose on the deck that needs to go under.
I think you guys are set. I don't think you keep anything really important because you're not really a cargo ship. Yeah, you're
Probably just like a couple loose things, maybe like a spare rope or whatever. Tuer will also tie himself down in whatever position is best to support Galana.
all right. As soon as the door is closed, you guys have raised all the sails and tied them up for Galana. The ship has a good amount of momentum that it is skirting around this with the last of it. She turns the ship into the patch of oil, and almost just like going off of a cliffside, the ship begins to lurch, bends and dips forward, falling into this.
As we go forward, I'm going to give Galana a ring. Put it on now. And I'm going to cast Warding Bond.
Yeah, she'll take it. But to where you find your Aquan weird here, or even your common, it is hard to speak in this. So I've already made 3 rolls for Galana. Tuer, give me 3 UC vehicle checks to help as the ship is dipping below the waves, and you guys are essentially falling with style for sailing. And I think I want this.
Ah, fuck. Gonna reroll that last one. Just gonna quickly spend 30.
I don't like that one either. There's one on here I really like. Oh, that's all the ambient stuff. That's why I don't like it.
Fuck. Well, it's not on that one.
I don't like that one either.
It's the same number, but it's not on that one. So
Yeah, that's fine. A lot of my tabletop music isn't working anymore. Boo. Rolled 20. Oh, nope, there it is. That's fine. Alright. So you gave me 3. Oh, oof. To air.
Yeah, that last one I spent. Ah, fuck. Do I?
No, that's fine. So
Yeah, no, I don't think I have enough. I don't have enough for a reroll.
There
Yeah, well.
are some knots and ropes that Galana had people tie on the railings near her for shifting some of the directions of the sails above. As she is trying to steer the ship with the helm, very quickly she is going to find out that this is a very, very poor way for steering the ship. She lets go of the helm, her rope keeping her tied, and she shifts to the sails above, the different masses. She cannot get leverage on any of them as you all are falling through the water. You can grab one of the ropes for her and hold to a railing. She can then take and shift some of the masses, turning the ship and keeping you guys better in the stream. Very much trying with all of your ability and dexterity to keep the ship from touching the water, as the buoyant force of the ocean might have a negative effect. Everybody else inside of the ship, you feel yourselves sinking, and a weird sensation pulling you towards the back of the boat, as everything that has any sort of orientation, any sort of water in glasses or barrels, things are going to start shifting to the front of the boat, as you guys are now pointed 180 down. To where you and Galana can keep working together. For your first 3 checks, that is perfectly fine. You guys are both exerting yourself in, oh my god, this lady rolled a nat 20. You guys are both exerting yourselves for your for the final check. You are going to have to roll me a Constitution saving throw to stay conscious.
Come on, baby. Give me a second, because I don't think that's everything. Oh shit, no, that is everything. Fuck. No,
right.
I got enough for advantage. I'm going to 96 misfortune.
Go for it. Oh, the DC was 11.
Oh.
To air. You have never had an experience like this underwater. The sea is your ally. As you are working, you're giving Galana spots of leverage to like pull against as she keeps moving around. You feel yourself exerted, your muscles tired, and slowly you can't take any oxygen and you start to drift, and then you snap back to. You are about to suffocate, but you are good. Give me one last sea vehicles check as Galana spots a area in the water that seems to, or an area out of the stream that seems to have falling water.
I'm gonna spend the last of my fortune for advantage.
Okay, go for it.
That's
Beautiful. She rolls a 15 and you roll a 20. You
21,
see
yeah.
21, exactly what she is doing. You are ready for it. As you switch to the back of the ship, the two of you are able to shift the masses in a way that intentionally pulls the ship out of the water, or out of the stream into the falling water. and you are going to fall into a little sea cavern, or a little cavern at the bottom of the sea. Let's
Okay.
let me get, where is my map? GM map, here we go. Oh, no, that's not on GM map. It is on GM map. Why don't you like me? Oh, because I'm on the wrong tool. There we go. Let's move that to the map layer. All right. I don't need one of these. As you guys crash into this cave, you and Galana take big breaths of oxygen as you got in here. She is, I'll roll her a percentage die, and I'll roll you a misfortune die. You've got
I'm gonna fail.
96 misfortune.
Mm-hmm. I went from 16 to 90.
I rolled a nat 1 for her and a 6 for you. As you guys like crash into this cave, you are now back obeying the regular laws of physics. She is fully 20 feet up in the air, and you are clinging to the back of the ship. As it comes down, you are bounced off the back of the ship and then forcefully smacked back into it. You're going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. She's going to take 2d6 of fall damage as she slams to...
She has resistance to all damage, and I will take the same amount that she takes.
Okay. She
because
takes,
of warding bond.
3 damage. 6 damage,
So I
3 after the warding bond.
So I take a total of 9. Lovely.
Yeah. As everybody inside of the boat, inside of the captain's curse, you feel the ship level out as you are floating again on something.
I rush it forward.
Yeah, you can see Galana gasping for air on the deck, and there is a wet 2-air clinging to the back of the ship, hanging onto a rope. Galana holds up his thumbs up and says, "We're good, Captain."
I do the iconic in the air with one arm up. Yeah.
No fun. You good, Navi?
She's gonna push herself up off the deck and say, Yeah, I'm good. Nice work. You think quick on your feet.
Yeah, that's the one thing you can count on me for. It just rolls over, smack onto his back on the deck. Ugh. I'll take that ring back now.
She'll give it to you. There are
Thanks.
deeper into this cave. There are lights. You can see sconces on some of the walls as you are traveling by, and rather than torches, there are those similar but less, I guess, fancy looking versions of the crystal Neonelia has. I feel like Galana will hesitate to take the ship any closer. And she'll say, they probably have some docks up there, up ahead in the cave. You guys would actually know, yes, you have a layout of these underwater caverns that you got from the Marai. You are in one of the paths leading into them. The Gyori have a set of docks not too much further ahead. Galana will start moving herself back to the helm, but will willingly yield it to Cal if somebody else wants to move the ship. But otherwise, I think a lot of eyes turn towards Nefria for what the next order is.
As Nefria looks over her crew, she's going to, and looks over everyone and says, "We've come a long way, and many of you have goals outside of what the ship needs right now, but our most important thing right now is to empty out this Gyori stronghold and have a jailbreak. This is not going to be easy, and we're going to have to watch out for one another. Let's all prepare and move out almost with post-haste."
Okay, the decision is to go
Aye, Captain. Ugh, fuck.
Nia Nelia will speak up and say, we can move on foot to the docks, but we'll actually need a ship to get to the fortress above.
I guess we don't have any emergency small boats. We
You guys
do
have some lifeboats, but yeah, how knowledgeable is she of this process? She's very knowledgeable.
We've got half of our crew love to swim and are more proficient being in water than on land. Honestly, it would be easier to have a SEAL team going in.
She'll nod and say, we can sail the ship. If somebody goes into the fortress, and she'll show you guys on the map, there's a pylon operator here. It actually turns this pool into a arcane doorway. If somebody can get a hold of the pylon, they can open it for a minute, and we just sail straight in after the signal's been given.
My character is conflicted because bringing our entire ship there poses the risk of us getting trapped in something and might become harder, or we might need the ship to get out. I almost want to just flip a coin.
You reckon we can take the pylon with us?
That's an idea.
Stop any reinforcements, and we take the key.
I like where your head is at.
Currently against the deck. I'll be fine.
She will say, well, the network, the fortress has a secondary connection. They won't be able to activate this part of it, but it won't fall out of the sky. The network will still function too, but they won't be able to operate it freely from here. We can break it, but it is a pretty hefty thing anchored into the ground. I don't think taking it's an option.
So we activate it, we break it, we sail through it. or we break it when we come back, so that they can't, so that they have trouble following us.
Yeah, I think breaking it after we get out might. Oh,
Gam,
yes.
Golden Wind.
Oh, you guys got a lot of bombs.
You are a genius. I
Um,
love the idea of using some of that sludge. That's a great idea.
Galano will speak up and say, in all due respect, Captain, this ship right now is equipped for speed. It is not going to be able to get into a weighty firefight with a Gyori vessel. If I could make my choice in the matter, I think we should keep the thing moving. Somebody opens the gate, we move it forward, and we find out how to run from the next place we're at.
Okay. If we can find where the pylon is, and
You guys know where it is. You do have a map of this fortress.
Okay, how long does it take to get to and from the pylon from the dock?
From the dock, I would say a few minutes. Their infrastructure here inside of these caves are only less than a half dozen rooms.
Okay. Who amongst us would be the fastest in terms of setup and activation?
The captain, wasn't he? Pretty
I'm
fast.
pretty sure. I am a rogue. I don't necessarily know much about traps per se.
Well, Captain, if you'd like one of the most dangerous parts of this escape plan, hear me out. Oh, setting up. If at all possible, we return to once we're finished up there. We return to this port. It's going to take them, unless they have ships actively floating around up there to chase intruders, which is a wild assumption to make, but considering how overconfident they can be. But let's assume that if they do, we're not going to have much time before they're able to redirect it and follow through the portal after us. So, what we do is, at the point when we're making our escape, we return through here. You get on the therapy horse. It will take you all the way to the pylon. You set those shits up. You light it. We get you back as soon as possible. There is always.
I have another suggestion instead. Therapy horse and I set up the blast charges right now ahead of time, and as we leave, we set a harpoon on fire and have a glorious exit with the entire place blowing up behind us.
Oh, that works.
Yes, alerting the entire fortress to our presence and immediately causing all the guards upon us. Look, I may not be.
I'm saying at the end as we're leaving, it would be a glorious way to exit.
Okay, so yes, you can do that. The main thing is, once we retreat, immediately get over to the pylon, blow it the fuck up, and just know that there is always a chance that it's Golden Wind after all. The horse
we can
come
set
back.
the charges ahead of time. Why not?
The horse! Oh my god!
Wait, okay, hold on.
The horse
Wait,
is recoverable. You want
Wait.
our captain.
wait, no, I have another idea. Instead of the captain, since we're sending your horse, send my familiar as well. They can manipulate the bomb.
This is what we call
As
remote
your-
detonation.
As your horse is also resummonable, so is mine.
Your familiar is always invisible hanging out with you on the ship, right?
Yeah,
It's gonna
Yeah.
look up at you and go, ah!
look at him like, look, you can disappear. You can just you can go back. You're fine. You're fine.
Their therapy horse is over in the corner like, it's not the dumbest shit I've been asked to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so, in that case, we go activate the pylon. I'm hesitant to suggest setting the explosives up now, if only for the fact of we don't know when other people are if there will be people to check it whilst we're up in the fortress.
In which case, we'll have a familiar and a horse to defend it.
No.
Neonelia
Yeah.
will say, these intake caverns are pretty sparsely occupied. She'll point to several places and say there's an intake coordinator here for receiving any prisoners that are being held outside of the fortress or transferred to nearby ships. And there's a crystal operator here. They're going to be the most well-trained Gyori on the scene. Otherwise, the other people handle like quartermasters and logistics officers.
I'm still fairly... unless you're suggesting we
Therapy horse and the familiar duck into a corner and hide and are stealthy for a little while. Ninja horse?
No. Ninja horses... No, the horse it will be coming with us. It is a case of when we come back. If we come back.
If we mean a lot, because if
we're going to need the invisible familiar for scouting, making sure that we're not going to run into two massive guard patrols. We're going to need the horse for transport, carrying, and also. Look, you're lucky not to have been kicked by it yet. It can kick.
I was going to say that. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that horse is also another combatant.
Yep. So what I'm suggesting is what to do on the way out, and the horse is going to be the fastest method of transport. With considering that likely you all are going to be low on magic.
Well, it sounds like this is a better plan for on our way out. I do want
that
to
is what I've been
throw the
suggesting.
pylon on our way out. That's my my dream right now, is having the explosion.
Yes, Captain, we'll make sure everything blows up gloriously, but we still have to get out.
Let's activate
Regardless.
the pylon.
Yeah, assuming that it's all the same, they're all structured the same, that shouldn't be an issue regardless of where we reappear. Well, it appears that we have our plan, Captain. So give the word, and we can start going. And
Let's go. Let's activate the pylon and
All right.
ready to rumble. Everyone should be ready.
So, who is going into the fortress, and who's going to help sail the ship when the time is right?
I imagine the active party goes in, and the NPCs stay on the boat.
Is that how you guys want to divide it? That's perfectly fine with me.
Could we have what's her name?
Favor?
Neonelia tell us what her friend looks like or where they might be.
You guys have seen Dextra before. She is the short, angry woman. I will point her out to you if you guys see her.
Okay.
She did tell you there's an intake office for when they're transferring prisoners like out of the fortress to like a nearby ship or something. Those prisoners would be held down here. The rest would be held up in the fortress.
You know,
as far as
paying so much for Neonelia, we might as well get the full bang for our buck.
Yeah.
I
So
kind
as
of
far as
damn she comes with us. She is really rocking this map real well.
She may also have been able to grab another crystal and be another combatant.
Yeah, so we'll want to bring along Neonelia so she can get her crystal charge. We want to bring along the last we just hired, whose name I can't remember. We want to bring
Kiriana.
along, yeah, and we want to bring along Red.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool beans. So I will set that in my notes. How about we end there for the night? And then we'll go on a semi-pause. I won't schedule another session, but West March style, if you all get together and there's a time you all can agree on and you want to play, I'm a stay-at-home wife right now, so I'm happy to run this.
I'm a stay-at-home dad.
Let's
Ah.
go! Air high five. Well,
Woo.
across the country high five.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cross the bronze snarky prick.
But yeah, if you all come up with a time that works for everyone where people want to play over the holidays, I'm totally down to run.
I'm still doing my mandatory overtime until Christmas, so I quite literally only have my Sundays and the occasional Saturday free when I'm not doing other shit.
Like I said, you guys let me know. Let's do some inspiration. To air. I'm going to
Look at what I'm left
minus
with.
40 misfortune from you. Congratulations, and I'm going to give you 20 inspiration for just like fucking stepping up to the plate. The way I was going to roll that was essentially you guys have free passes in here of some of your NPCs can get you buy stuff, but then they are then useless. If Galano would have did that alone, she would not do anything else for the rest of this this crawl. But that said, she's still on deck for you guys to use. She is just mildly hurt.
Plan for Galana is she's our escape.
Yeah, I'm gonna give everybody else minus 10 misfortune and plus 10 fortune.
Woo.
What's our milestones at for this group? I have you guys at 1 milestone, so you guys got to the Gaiori Fortress. You are in the caves of Solhari. I'm gonna give you all a milestone for that, and I'll move you to 2 milestones. All right, so 2 milestones and plus 10 fortune and minus 10 misfortune and minus 20 misfortune for 40 misfortune for Tuer and plus 20 for you. All right, and yeah, if you guys want to play over the holidays, let me know. Thank you for watching, everybody else. Goodbye.